Questions for the Truth Movement. Number 1. Remember the rules from the introduction, boys and girls. If you haven't seen the introduction, go ahead and see it. Number 1. On the 9th of September 2001, Ahmed Shah Massoud, the most effective military commander of the anti-Taliban coalition, more commonly known as the Northern Alliance, or NA, was killed by two Arab suicide bombers posing as journalists. The assassination of Massoud had taken months to plan, and the latter had received the bogus request for an interview in May 2001. 2 days before 9/11, Al-Qaeda killed the Taliban's main enemy, who had also played a pivotal role in keeping the Northern Alliance factions together, and who would have been the most obvious figure to liaise with if the Americans had decided to effect a regime change in Afghanistan. If Al-Qaeda were not responsible for 9/11, then why was Ahmed Shah Massoud's assassination so well coordinated with the attacks on New York and Washington? Question number 2. Conversely, prior to 9/11, the US government had minimal contact with Massoud and the Northern Alliance figures, uh, much to the latter's frustration. If 9/11 was a false flag operation intended to justify a predetermined plan to invade Afghanistan, then why didn't the CIA, or other government agencies for that matter, do more to facilitate ties with the Northern Alliance prior to 9/11, knowing they would need the Northern Alliance later? Question number 3. Just before 9/11, Osama bin Laden and Ayman al-Zawahiri and other key al-Qaeda personnel left their quarters in Kandahar to hide in the Tora Bora Mountains. Why did bin Laden and al-Zawahiri suddenly magically know they need to leave their known locations and go to ground if they were not anticipating an imminent military action and pursuit by the USA? Question number 4. In the days following 9/11, the Bush administration asked the Joint Chiefs of Staff to plan to invade Afghanistan. The Joint Chiefs of Staff had to admit that they had no contingency plan for such an invasion, and in the weeks preceding Operation Enduring Freedom, the CIA and the Department of Defense were obliged to improvise a plan of attack against the Taliban and its Al-Qaeda allies. If 9/11 had been an inside job, and if there was a long-standing intention by Bush and his advisors to invade Afghanistan and overthrow the Taliban, then why did they have to scramble around for a workable plan? Why was this not prepared beforehand? Question number 5. We are being asked by truthers to believe that 19 hijackers were patsies, or non-existent. They were 15 Saudis, 1 Egyptian, 1 Leb, and 2 from the UAE. If it was the intention of the US government to justify military intervention to overthrow hostile regimes in the Middle East, why did they make the fake hijackers citizens of allied countries? Why not give them Iraqi or Iranian or Syrian identities, or Afghani for that matter? So, there's 5 questions for you. Mull over that one.
Boobies.